Sizing up Netflix international subscriber growth potential. While we have come to know Netflix as a household name in the United States, Forbes has put its international streaming accounts at just 15% of Netflix overall value. Netflix began its entree into global markets nearly 2 years ago. As seen by this penetrance map, they began targeting countries in Latin America, the UK, Ireland, and the Nordic countries of Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Norway. What's left? Well, the rest of Europe, Asia, and Africa. Although growth has been healthy with over 6 million new international subscribers over the last 2 years, Netflix overall profitability is not yet there. It is projected that they can add as many as 30 million more subscribers in the near future. Increased subscribers will balance out the high licensing fees they face. While Canada and Europe are developing markets, Netflix has its work cut out in capturing market share. Canada has 13.4 million households, with 78% having internet with acceptable streaming speeds. They hope to capture 30 to 40% of these in the long term. Looking at European markets, potential is great. With more of the population having access to high-speed internet, the growth opportunities are tremendous. Netflix hopes to achieve a penetrance of 30% in each of these markets and is poised to launch in these countries as soon as possible. Although the European markets already have Netflix-like providers, CEO Reed Hastings has been quoted as saying, "I think the key is having unique content, a great reputation, and a good value proposition." Yet as we know, globalization is not that easy. Many other challenges exist. Netflix has several hurdles to overcome. While their core business was in DVD distribution, this segment of their business is in decline as consumers opt for digital streaming media. This growth is mirrored in the international and domestic markets. Challenges are in providing appropriate content and increased licensing fees. In its selection of markets, Netflix has to be cognizant of many factors. Among them is access to content. As seen here, France and Germany are the most likely entree points. Yet these markets require partnering with existing providers and greatly enhancing applicable content. From a business strategy point of view, Netflix hopes to see great returns on its investments and use these to build up infrastructure and therefore limit competition. International growth is predicated on their ability to provide needed content at a competitive price. With the shift towards web-based entertainment, the competition for the international markets has increased. Competition with Amazon, MSN, Apple, BSkyB, and Vivendi is fierce. These are well-funded, well-established international video-on-demand providers. Streaming capability is also a challenge as Netflix looks to increase its global footprint. As shown here, while internet streaming capabilities have increased globally, they still lag far behind North America and thus present challenges for video-on-demand providers. Another big challenge is increasing content to meet local demand. Netflix is finding that each country has specific entertainment wants and needs. It will need to invest in content and licensing fees if it hopes to remain attractive as a multinational corporation and provider of video-on-demand services. Netflix is not alone in targeting these new frontiers. They will likely face increased costs as bidding wars ensue. All of these international regions are seeing exponential growth in their access to video on demand, and that will only increase. India alone is expecting growth of 300% in the next few years. Netflix is also challenged with high rates of video piracy in both Asia and Latin America. Piracy rates top out in these regions and discourage potential customers for paying for something they might watch for free. Although it's thought that piracy will actually decrease as more legal viewing options become available. In summary, Netflix investors should stand poised for further international debuts. The results are not all in, but based on global performance thus far, Netflix will be among the top contenders for a leading role among video-on-demand providers worldwide. Thank you for listening.